Welcome back to another episode of the Cast Patrol podcast. You're joined as always by myself, Mick, Jimmy, and welcome back to the prodigal son. Age, you're back.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for your patience while I was out of action.
You finally decided to show up.
You know, I've got 40 minutes to save my career here, so hopefully I can do a good job.
You do.
You guys have been killing it.
Well, let's hope so, because last week, by the way, thank you to everyone that tuned into the podcast, because it was one of our most listened to of all
Most
time.
viewed.
Yeah,
Very
so
good. The Premiership. Great title and great cover.
so
Otherwise-
he's trying to claim the cover because he designed it.
Yeah, yeah.
I reckon the cover got the views.
You reckon?
Yeah, it was a
Well,
good
look,
cover.
If,
SJ holding
if
the
views
trophy.
drop this week, we know who the common denominator was.
Yeah,
Yes,
100%.
I don't have long left. I could be gone.
No.
Could
I
be
should
gone,
just
yeah.
stick to the graphics, maybe.
Maybe.
We'll
Our
see
producer.
how we perform.
Yeah, we wouldn't
Yeah,
mind.
producer.
Speaking of producers, I'll be taking on a producer next week.
Yep.
The producer for the Levels podcast with Willie Mason and Justin Horro.
Good podcast,
The inaugural podcast Royale Fight Night.
Yeah, yeah.
huge, Mick. Are you ready? Have you been
How's the
training or
nerves?
anything?
Oh, like I'm nervous, excited, pumped. I'm all in one.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done months of training and it's sort of all led to next week on Saturday. So,
Yeah.
we've got all the best podcasters in Australia coming together, basically just punching each other's heads in.
Should be
So
a
what's
good
the producer's
event.
name? Is it Lucas or Luke?
Luke something?
Luke. Yeah, Ethan. Nah, it's
Ethan.
Luke. It's Luke. Yeah, he's the producer for Willie Mason and Justin Horro. They don't give him a mic on the podcast. Feel bad.
So he's not even on the podcast. So
well,
why is he on
he's
the
not in the
podcast
name.
Royale?
I don't know.
He's not the producer Royale.
Bring your producer to work day. I don't know.
Yeah.
But speaking of, Jai Gray debuted for South this weekend, and what a debut it was.
Great
Very
debut.
impressive.
One of the
Electric.
shortest players in the NRL.
Yeah.
What is he, 170 or something?
170. Luke is 1 centimetre shorter than Jai Gray.
All right.
That's
You're
for-
pretty
that's
much
for
fighting
reference.
Jai Gray.
Well, I'd hope not. Jai Gray's a little pocket
So
rocket.
it's a bit like Fondora and Tim Zoo sort of fight. One giant, shorter fighter.
David versus Goliath.
Unfortunately, we know how that one ended.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, yeah, it's exciting. So, we'll see what happens next Saturday. But, yeah, I'm
I can't wait.
confident I can get the W for the cast team.
Well,
Yeah.
you better be confident because apparently your favourite little birdie tells me.
Oh, there's rumours going around.
I heard
There's
$1.70.
little rumour. There's a market.
market.
There's a market.
Apparently, someone sent it to me. I'm a $1.72 favourite,
I
which
don't know.
is
I don't know
wild.
who creates the odds.
Far out.
I don't know who's looking into this
I
thing.
think
Are
they
sending,
looked at the height and then what gym you're training at.
Yeah,
and they've just
right.
gone, this guy's a favourite.
like, do you reckon they send spies to come watch our sparring sessions? Or
Well, then you would have been $4.
Oh, mate.
wow, heavy.
Well, that's when
right,
I was
boy.
sparring you. I had you there.
That was when you had two knees.
Yeah, now I've only got one,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
so we'll try that. But yeah, you boys pumped to be in my corner.
Mate, can't wait.
100%.
Can't wait to not throw the towel in.
Oh, he's
Oh, you don't need to.
No, I won't need to. Mick's going to
Well, I'm
knock him
racing
out.
the clock to be able to walk by then. So my goal is to be able to walk out with you.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed.
yeah, surely.
Should be all right. Should be right.
Yeah, I can't have you on handicap with the fucking
Nah,
crutches
no
coming
crutches
behind
in the
me.
walkout.
I'm looking forward to it. It should be a good event, like you said, Mick.
We're gonna make a big weekend out of it.
Yeah,
On the
it's gonna be
Goldie?
huge.
Huge. So yeah, that's all next week. We're gonna give you updates in terms of live stream links because you can watch it because it is
Yeah.
sold out. Same arena Tim Zoo sold out not too long ago. So
So you're pretty much Tim Zoo.
I'd hope so. Not against Fundora though. But let's kick things on. We're a rugby league podcast.
Yep.
Breaking news today: Zac Lomax signs with the Eels until 2025. I think me and you, Jim, on one of our
Starting 2025.
starting 2025.
Yeah, so next year
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
2028. End of 2028. So
and
4
one
years.
of our pods we spoke about it. Where will
did.
Lomax go? We did say Para.
We did mention Parramatta. So yeah, well, interesting to see. It's a good signing for Para. Interesting to see where he'll play.
Yeah, I feel like after he had that dinner with Brad Arthur at Brad Arthur's house, it was all but
Yeah.
locked in. But Brad came out and said on Fox, I think it was NRL 360, that he's going to be playing centre. He
Okay.
just doesn't know which side of the field.
Mate, the way
You
he's playing,
would have moved Penasini.
Nah, so you're probably just chucking left centre. But then Lomax has the left fend and the right
Penasini's got
flick.
that right foot step,
So
And that
I think that's why he doesn't
left
know
arm
yet.
fend. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But you know what? He could play wing. You know, Sean
He's
Russell
playing
mate, he's
well
the
on the
fucking
wing.
best winger in the comp at the moment.
might play wing for New South Wales this year, the way he's going.
the way he's going, yeah, he's
had the
he's
secret
Dragons'
meeting with
best player.
Madge.
Yeah, had a meeting with Madge. So that if he keeps up this form, it'll be hard to ignore.
Do you reckon Dragons are filthy?
Oh, I feel like he was taking up a lot of their cap for a winger.
Yeah, but he's their best player.
At the moment, he is, yeah.
Like you're just pretty much letting your best player go.
Like I said, I think it's too much money to pay for any winger, no matter how good they
Yeah,
are.
800K for a winger is a lot.
And look, if they wanted him, they would have re-signed him. So they've obviously got
Yeah.
ideas. Otherwise, I think they're trying to get Taruva at fullback. Taruva wants around 500K to play fullback, so
Taruva.
it'll be an interesting get for them.
Yeah, right.
Grew up playing fullback, so that'll be a good signing
I
for
think he
them. They
wants
can
that
get him.
fullback Dalsh. Speaking of things at the top, Kikau and Ponga are equal first in the Dally M leaderboards. How many points are they on each?
17 each.
It's wild. Kikau's up there.
Kikau.
He got 6 points on the weekend, and we left him out of the team of the week. So what do you think about that? Did we make a little blunder there?
Maybe a slight
I don't
one.
know.
But it's all objective and subjective, whatever it is.
He played pretty
I've
good.
given up hope on the Dally M's.
Yeah, maybe we should just follow our team of the week.
Like the Dally M's
you know?
are cast as it is.
Yeah. They sort of did all right. I looked at the points last week. There wasn't anything surprising. Like Hines didn't get 6 points for once.
Yeah.
He got 2. They gave it to Ronaldo.
Well, it's like this week, Reece Walsh got 1 point.
Yeah, that was rogue. He had a shocker.
He had a shocker.
Like Mick, I was versing him in draft. You had him captain. I had my phone away. I was just watching Walsh.
Yeah.
I was death riding him. He did so many errors. It was the best thing ever watching.
He
him.
got 1 point.
Yeah.
So-
One Dally M point somehow. Don't know how.
Yeah.
And then you got DC in 15,
Mm-hmm.
and you got Hines 14, and he's had a bye, so that's in his favour. So Nico's definitely a good chance to get Dally M this year again.
It's too early on to call. Three-way club player swap has happened, or supposedly.
2 players involved though.
Yeah. So how's it a three-way age? Explain.
There's
Yeah,
3
can you,
clubs
explain
involved.
can you explain this to me, H?
Yes, I can.
I'm confused.
Okay, so your team, Jim,
Yep.
you're getting Harrison Edwards from the Dogs.
Love it.
Effective immediately.
Who we had on our podcast.
And then
Yeah. we did.
Gajewski wants to release. He's been asking for a few releases
Yeah, he wants
from the
to
club.
move to
They've denied him, but now
to
they've got
Brizzy
Edwards.
with family.
Yep, Edwards the perfect replacement, so they've accepted that release. I don't know if they're going to do it yet because he's named in their team on the bench somehow.
Gajewski.
Yeah, we'll touch on that later, but he'll get his release.
Yeah.
He'll go to Brizzy. Brizzy needs a second rower, because Piakura's out. And then Dogs, they don't get anyone. They
Wow.
just free up a space in their top 30 and a bit of cap money.
Well, they've
cap
got
space.
a few
That's rogue.
big money players coming in next year, so they're going to have
Yes.
to free it up.
Yes, exactly. So Harrison Edwards, we actually had him on our potty. And then
Friend of the show.
and now he's cast. He's got the cast curse.
And now he's up to
Being
North
pushed
Queensland.
out, yeah,
he's
to
off to
your
North
team, Jimmy.
Queensland. So
Might be good for him. Might get some consistent minutes up there.
Yeah, yeah.
Rumor has it you actually spoke to him off air, Jim, and enticed him to come to the Cows.
Mate, I did have a little word with him, but he's a good player, Edwards. He's a hard worker. He's been unlucky this season with a few injuries, but yeah, he showed plenty of promise, I think, sort of last year and when he debuted. So not looking forward to him at the Cowboys.
He'll be a good depth player, especially over Origin.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
And Manu's signed with Japanese Rugby Club
Huge
today.
news.
Jesus, if
joined
you're a Roosters fan, you're pulling your hair out for this news.
Manu.
Well, I think they knew it was
He's a
coming. but
freak.
now, when you see him playing at fullback, you
This
think,
is big cash.
yeah, it's a lot.
Big cash.
He's going to Toyota Verblitz in the Japanese
Great
Rugby
name.
League. I know it's not bad. They're currently sitting third in their conference. So,
Yeah.
speaking of, I looked at the team that was coming first. I think they're Wild Knights or something. They've won 13 out of 13. Their points difference was 400 points.
You know how many,
13
like,
games.
Did
They're
you
just-
notice any
they're
players?
killing
in
it.
it?
I didn't
they?
look too far into it. I was like, this is rugby. Different sport. Don't
Yeah,
care.
right.
So apparently he's on $1 million a year there. But
I'd-
surely an NRL club who needs a fullback would offer him $1 million. If they saw that game he played on Thursday night,
Mate, it was
Mate.
cracked.
how many rummies?
300
349
plus
or something.
Yeah.
Crazy. He's a freak at fullback.
I think
yeah.
I think he wanted to go and play the World Cup
That's his
in
plan,
Australia
yeah.
in a few years. So
Yeah.
I think that's a goal for him. Look,
Play
he's,
for the All
he's
Blacks.
pretty much accomplished everything in NRL,
Yeah.
apart from a Dally M, which is a bit unrealistic in a team like the Roosters. But
Yeah.
a team to pay him $1 million to play fullback, he has to go to probably a lesser club
Yeah.
because every good team has a good fullback.
Yeah.
So
But surely someone throwing at him. Like if he's playing fullback, he's easily top 5 fullback. Easily.
100%.
yeah, but would you rather go to let's say Dragons are looking at you, Tigers,
Yeah.
or would you rather go play?
I see where he's thinking.
play
He'll,
for the
he'll
All
come
Blacks.
back. He'll be back.
He'll be back in the
Yeah.
NRL in a few years.
Yeah,
I'm
after
sure.
the World Cup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cars Patrol merch, boys. I'm wearing it, but this is not the accurate version.
Mate,
the
it's
real
fucking worn
versions are
out.
smaller, and this is worn out because I wear it to bed.
Jeez, mate.
Yeah, so this cast
been to
merch
the
is
ringer.
cast.
Yeah.
But yeah, merch is out.
Bucket hats,
$29.99 for
Tees,
shirts.
Good price.
We put them below cost price. So
Get 'em out
we're just
there.
getting them out there.
Yeah.
So we're not trying to make money off it. We just want you to wear it and reward the followers. So get
100%.
around it.
So if you want to support the pod, be sure to get a Cast tee. They're available at the Cast Patrol website, which is www.thecastpatrol.com.au. Or if you're too lazy to type it in, it's in our episode description
And join
and
the cast
bio.
club.
Yeah, and if
as
you're
well.
too lazy for that, it's in every one of our link trees.
Yeah.
All the links on our socials.
Yeah.
So get around it.
Can't miss it. But let's get into the round 6 review going back from last week. So we do every week which team impressed you and which player impressed you. So, Age, you can start things off with the team since you haven't been here.
Yeah, so I'm going to go. The team that impressed me was the Titans. Everyone wrote them off. They're near the bottom of the table with the Bunnies. Versing Raiders were in good form at Canberra. I, last minute, changed it to Titans, my tip,
Did ya?
which I was G'd when it went to extra time.
That's a rogue one.
Perfect position. 4 instead of a field goal. They set up, charged down by an offside Chevy Stewart. I'm
Yeah.
going to say they got robbed. He was offside by at least 2 meters.
Everyone's offside in Golden Point. That's the beauty of it.
And he charged it down. The fact he was the one that stopped the field goal as well.
The press conference is pretty funny though.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Ricky, when he was like, "What do you?"
He's like, this guy's on another planet or something. That
Des
was
is
pretty
on
funny.
another planet,
But
yeah,
Des
good
was
start.
right in the end because, who was it, Graham Annesley?
Yep.
Yeah.
He came out and confirmed it was the wrong call. Badger should have called it on field because you can't rule on the bunker. So I think she will get dropped this week, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just them coming out on like Monday and saying we got this strong. It just doesn't.
You don't need to do it.
It
What
doesn't
for?
do any justice to anyone. It's like, oh fuck, well,
Yeah, well, you got it wrong. I mean, I guess they're trying to keep themselves accountable, but at the same time, it's like, yeah,
so you're saying like the other team should have won? Like, I don't know, but
don't know.
fuck, like
yeah,
it's-
like you're literally saying,
like they just got
It-
robbed.
I think you're
stiff,
just more
for Titans
dirty
fan
as
as well
fans.
because you're like, I'm second luck on the ladder, 0 wins.
Yeah.
And they just said we should have won. Like, we
And they
got
just come
robbed.
out and be like,
Just
oh,
like,
you know what? The
ouch.
ref, unfortunately, the ref got it wrong, but not well.
Yeah, you still don't get the 2 points. So
Like, anyway,
it's a bit stiff. What about you guys?
like
Who
you,
impressed
Age, I'm going to team that lost. I'm going the Bulldogs. Dogs of War, they were my bold prediction to make the top 8. They're sitting at 15th, so they're not close. But in terms of the way they're playing, I think it's a huge step from last year.
Yeah, it's surprising they're 15th. They've been playing good. They nearly beat us. Should have beat Storm.
should have been years.
Yeah, they should have.
So
So
they
lucky we got 1 win on the board.
Yeah.
they had 1,800 run meters against the Storm down there. They did 8 line breaks. 7 came from that left edge with Fox and Sherry and
Yeah.
Kikau. Like, they tore that side apart.
Plenty of speed on that left edge.
Do you reckon Nick Meaney had Fox in his super coach or something?
Mate, I don't know.
I don't know. It was just
Meaney and Warbrick.
Mate, they didn't want a bar of it.
it was
got
too much,
cooked.
too much
Going
pace.
through.
Too
Yeah,
much pace.
way too
Sherry,
much
Yeah,
speed.
Sherry's actually deceivingly quick, eh? Roger doesn't lie. Sherry's
Roger knows.
fast.
Well, he's always we always known how
Yeah.
quick he was, Sherry.
But he's so big, he doesn't look like he'd have
put on
speed.
he's put on some muscle.
Yeah, put him some size, but
That's
Jim,
good.
who was
they're
yours?
left there just humming.
Mate, Roosters for me. No one really gave him a chance on Thursday night after Teddy and Walker ruled out, but no, everyone stepped up, especially Manu. We spoke about him. He had the game of his life at fullback, 349 meters. No, they were very good. Roosters very impressive. Good win,
And who was your player that impressed you?
mate. Xavier Willison up in Brizzy, starting to really come to his own. 181 meters, 83 post contact meters. So hopefully that performance can give him some confidence, and he can be a regular 17.
And he got a try as well, ran over Nicarima.
Mate, near
Smallest
I don't
guy on
know
the
why
field.
near the line they should just do it because he'll fall over
Yeah,
the line.
he was literally like standing still. He got it and just
Off
like
a stop
ran.
start.
Nicarima went legs and just put his arm out.
Yeah, so Willison very
Yeah,
impressive.
that was a massive mismatch.
I'm going Chance Nickel Clodstaff for my player that impressed me. He had his hand in everything. He had 33 runs for 346 run meters. He was taking hit ups like a front rower. He was charging off the back fence for half of them. He had 89 post contact meters, 8 tackle breaks, and 2 offloads. And I think he was one of the key reasons why Warriors were in that game when they looked at all out.
It was like he was inspired by Manu.
Yeah.
Watch Manu Thursday night.
Well, yeah, he was the before he left, he was the contender for that fullback spot for the Kiwis. So
Yeah, so and then he
probably
just took a
was.
leaf out of his book and
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, you can do that. I'm going to try and do better. And
Yeah.
he nearly did.
he did. He did nearly.
Yeah,
did.
33 runs, incredible. I'm sticking with the same game, the same team, Mick. I'm going Mitch Barnett, or as I like to call him, Mitch Warnett. That's the new nickname for Mitchie.
Won it.
Yes, Origin bolter, 64 minutes, 50 tackles, 164 run meters, 68 post contact. And he's got that mongrel. He's got the aggression.
Yeah.
He was picking people up, bringing them back in the in goal. This guy's a beast, and he has a good offload. So if I was Madge, he'd be on my bench.
Origin Smoky.
Yeah, I think he's an Origin Smoky. He's got that mongrel about him. He's aggro, aggressive.
They need some front rowers.
He's never played representative footy, so I think he is due.
Yeah, if he keeps it up, he's definitely a chance. Looking ahead, round 7 preview sponsored by TBC Live. Predict, banter, win. Lockie's NRL keeps killing it on the weekend.
Did he win again?
I'm not sure if he won again, but he won the week before when we
Yeah,
did
well,
the
there was
challenge.
a challenge out there.
Yeah,
$200
he came on the last day and just cleaned up all the points.
He
So
must
he's
just
very
be-
good, Lockie.
We should get him on the
Knows
potty, mate.
his rugby league.
Yeah, predicting. He's killing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's prizes on offer. Is
Every
it
week?
100 or 200? What are you
100.
giving away
I
this
think
week?
it's 100.
$100 this week.
Yep.
Free to play. Join it. Have a crack and try and beat Lockie and us.
Yeah.
Because we'll
Love
be on the app all weekend long. Be sure to sign up using the link in our description or via your app store, whichever phone you use. But let's start things off. We're taking on the Thursday night. Roosters taking on the Storm. Who you got and why?
I'm going to go the Roosters.
That's predictable.
Wow. And you're saying they're not your second favourite team?
Mate, it's no secret. I think they would. If I didn't go for the Cows, I'd probably go for the Roosters.
There you go.
And I've made that pretty clear.
Oh, you're making it very clear. You're tipping against Storm.
Storm are very good, but I don't know. Like they're not the Storm of old.
They are a bit suspect the last few games. They're not playing their best footy.
They're not playing their best footy, and they've sort of just grinded out their wins. Roosters were very good last week, and they get Teddy back this week.
Walker's on the reserves as well.
Walker's on the reserve, so he might come in as well. But yeah, Roosters playing good footy back at home, back at Allianz. I think it'll be a good game of footy. Looking forward
Angus
to it.
Crichton's playing good on the edge, and same with Terrell May.
Terrell May every week. Gus is back in form, but yeah, I think it'll be a good game. But I'm leaning towards the Roosters.
I'm going Storm in this one. They've won 8 of the last 9 games against the Roosters. So stats are there. But I think as well, Storm have a bit more quality throughout their team as opposed to the Roosters. They're still missing a few key players. Knights haven't been at their best at all this season. So it's still an incredible win. Don't get me wrong, not trying to discredit it. But in terms of who they beat last week, it should be a direct indicator on this week.
Yeah, I think Nelson coming onto the starting team is a big inclusion. Have a feeling they might switch him to the bench last minute, but either way, he's there. It's going to offer some big punch in the middle, which they have been missing. Roosters have won 7 out of their last 10 games at Allianz, though. So they have that, but then they have the hoodoo against Storm. It's going to be closer than people think. I'm going to go Storm.
Like it. All right, Dragons taking on the Warriors. I think this should be a simple tip for all of us. Everyone's on the Waj train.
Up the wires,
They're winning
man.
the Premiership. This is it.
Yep.
But can't
This is
discredit
their
the
year.
Dragons. They're playing incredibly well.
Dragons playing good footy.
They turned the Tigers over with no dramas, and a few weeks ago they rolled Manly. So
But you don't know which Dragons you're going to get. At least they're playing a bit more consistent this year, but
Yeah.
there's still that,
Mate, shout out to Flano. He's done a great job, hasn't he?
he's doing very good so far. Setting
Doing very
the foundation so people can actually want to come to the club.
Yeah.
So he's doing good things.
Warriors though.
Yeah, Warriors. They won the last 2 games versus Dragons by 12 points or more, so thinking a 13-plus win. And Dragons have only won 2 of their last 7 at Wynn Stadium. So it's a bit ironic.
It's not that
they're
happy
playing at
hunting,
Wynn,
but-
but they're not winning. They won the
No.
last one there, though, but I think that was... Who was that against? We had this stat.
Manly.
It's Manly.
They beat Manly, yeah?
Yeah.
That was the only one that they turned it around with,
Yeah.
so who knows?
And then the next game is Eels taking on the Dolphins. Eels home, but they're taking it to Darwin or Cairns.
TIO
Darwin.
Stadium.
Yeah. TIO Stadium, yeah.
TO Stadium. So, yeah, it's interesting.
It's usually Eels Cowboys up
I
there.
know.
Yeah, Cows always play there. They have a big fan base.
So
there,
for
though.
that reason, I'm going Dolphins because the travel time's less.
Is that why?
That's it.
That's why. Yep.
Well, Eels have never lost to Dolphins. I don't know. I don't care what the sample size is.
How many
I'm
games?
sticking with the Eels. 1 game.
That's horrible. That's not even a
Nah,
stat.
Eels played good against Cowboys
Eels are
last
very
week.
good
I was
against
impressed.
Cows. Yeah.
You got Hopgood. RC's so much better in that team with Dylan Brown. Like,
Yeah.
it just takes a lot of pressure off him.
I think
He
Dylan
iced
said
the
it
game
himself,
with the field
yeah.
goal as well. And he scored the try before that. So I think they're looking better with RC
Dolphins
there.
have just been battered with injuries. They can't take a trick at the
Hammers
moment.
out. Big loss.
That's a huge loss.
Like Hammer.
Is,
Trey
is
Fuller's at
Flegler
fullback,
back this
though.
week?
Oh, I don't know if he's named. Is he named?
Who, Flegler?
Fleggy.
I think he got names.
But then
Okay.
it could be the
Oh.
same.
You
never
thing
know
as
if he
last
gets
week.
ruled
You
out.
never know.
Yeah, I actually don't know.
Yeah.
Good chat,
Yeah.
boys.
Sorry, mate.
Jermaine Asako has lost his last 6 games to the Eels. That's the only stat that's probably scaring me a little bit.
There you go.
Asako.
just can't beat Eels.
No. Panthers taking on the Tigers for the next game. I'll be going Panthers. I think quality is a big reason why they're the Penrith Panthers, 3-peat winners. Everyone knows that. But last year they were my best bet, and they rolled me
That was the
against
last
the
leg
Tigers.
of your best bet at $1.15 or something.
No, I
Yeah.
think that was my best bet.
What?
Like
It was just Panthers to win.
to win.
At
It
what
was like
odds?
$1.50.
Yeah.
$1.50. That's actually decent odds. I would have taken that. Yeah. But yeah, I think Panthers, they won 12 of the last 16 versus Tigers.
Yeah.
They won 7 of 11 at Carrington Park. So they're good on the track.
Huge boost for Tigers.
You know,
Galvin-
Luai's confirmed to play. He scored 2 in his last 3 games versus Tigers.
Yeah.
Against his future club. I think he'll lift and clear his absence.
I think Lockie Galvin's a good inclusion for
Yeah.
Tigers. Much needed.
And then Bateman's back. Finu Bros on the bench.
Finu Bros back on
Tigers
the
will
bench.
put up a fight, but I feel like as it gets to
yeah.
the second half, Panthers will run away with it.
Yeah, the Tigers. Yeah, I don't know about the Tigers.
You on the bus? Off it?
I was on the bus a few weeks ago. Galvin's back, so I might be on the bus, but I'm going to tip Panthers.
Yeah, same. Mick?
Panthers for sure. And just side note, Flegler is, what do you reckon, starting or not starting?
Starting.
He's starting.
Not named.
Oh,
Well
there
done,
you go.
boys. Titans taking on the Seagulls. I really like the Seagulls in this one. I know Titans were your team that impressed you, but I don't like the fact that they've got Brimson at 5'8". I don't think it's his natural position. I think he's an out-and-out fullback. We spoke about it a few weeks ago on the pod.
I feel like as long as he's not center, I'm happy as long as he's on the ball.
He's getting the ball.
5'8", fullback, I'm happy.
I like the fact as well Seagulls have brought back Jason Saab this week. First game since he done his hammy in Las Vegas over there. And Seagulls have won 3 of their last 4 games at Seabus Super Stadium.
I'm going to go an upset here, boys.
No way.
You're not doing Titans, are you?
Gold Coast to beat Manly.
Have you watched how good Manly are playing? They beat Panthers, should have beat Wars, just drew with them.
I'm just not convinced yet with Manly.
You're not convinced. Cherry Evans is on fire.
No, he's in great form,
He's
don't get me
steering
wrong.
the ship beautifully.
But they
Lodge
probably,
is back.
they probably should have lost last week to the Warriors. Gold Coast were very good. They impressed me. Like, they had a crack against the Raiders. And I don't know, back at home,
Is
Funniest
this
things to
their
happen.
chance?
this is their chance. Back at home, Desi.
I don't know.
Desi knows Manly like the back of his thumb.
That could be a good thing, but does he know Seabold?
Mate,
Seabold got different
he knows
tactics.
Seabold.
And also, I don't think the home advantage is much of an advantage. They've won 2 of their last 8 at Seabus. It's not good. 25%, Jim.
Sammy fullback, mate. That's all I got to say.
Good for Supercoach, but does
So
any
who
ball
are you
play?
locking in, Age?
I'm going Seagulls.
Jim?
Gold Coast.
And I'll be going the Seagulls. Then we go Broncos taking on the Raiders in the Kevy Walters Cup. Raiders have won 4 of the last 6 games against the Broncos. A bit of a hoodoo team, but Broncos have won 5 straight games at Suncorp Stadium, so there's a bit of a fortress up there. Who are you going, Age?
I'm going the upset. I'm going Raiders.
Wow.
Love the
Wow.
way they're playing.
Wow.
No Haas still. Walsh didn't look good. If he's wearing that protective thing over his eye, he's playing blind pretty much. You can see out of one eye.
Yeah.
Reynolds is out still, so I'm going to go Raiders upset. This is my upset of the week.
Raiders.
Raiders, man. Tough team.
Didn't throw you off last week?
Tough team. They didn't play good last week, and they still got the win.
I love how they just keep showing everyone up. Like everyone had Raiders in the bottom of their
Yeah.
Yeah, I did
bottom
as well.
9.
And now look at me. I'm tipping against the runners up last year. So
Broncos, a bit too strong.
Yeah, I'm going Broncos as well. I think that back line just got too much quality in it.
Yeah. It'll be a good game of footy.
Cobbo's scary.
Only thing that scares me is Reynolds is out, but I think Jock Madden still does an okay job there for him.
And we saw last week, like, Madden was fine. Like, he did his job
Yeah.
there at halfback. So, yeah, Broncos.
Yeah, a lot ran through Ezra and Walsh.
Yeah.
So it'll be a close game. I think that's a tough game. If
And Payne Haas was meant to be an outside chance of playing this week, but
Didn't get
this
named.
week, not this week.
No.
So I think next week he'll be back.
Yeah.
Bulldogs taking on the Knights. We know the last time that they played this game, Bradman Best earned his State of Origin gig.
What was it, 64-0 or something?
66.
Something crazy.
Something ridiculous. But Knights have won the last 5 out of the 6 games against the Bulldogs. So
Yeah.
they got the wood over him.
We got
Look.
here, Best has scored 6 tries in the last 4 games.
Well,
And 3 of them were in the last game.
one.
Mate, it's a different Dogs team.
It is a different Dogs
And I'm
team.
going to go the Dogs. Another upset this week.
Mate, that is not bad. I'll let you slide there because Dogs, they're loving that left side. They're
Yeah.
literally flinging it there whenever they can.
And they
It's not like
inside
one
their
to
own end.
It's not one to the middle and then go. It's like
Inside
get
their
the
own
ball there,
half.
cut it
they're
out.
just going. Yeah.
So yeah,
Playing with a bit of confidence.
Dogs are a danger team there.
Yeah.
I'm with you too, Jim. I'll be going the Bulldogs this week. Like I said, they're my team that impressed me, and they've been churning out close enough games that I
Mate,
think
they've
it's
been in
going
the game every week.
to break.
Every week
Yeah.
they've been in the game.
I like the fact that they got Taffy at 14 this week.
Yeah.
I think it probably adds a bit more spark off the bench for
I
him.
thought Tracy was really good at fullback.
Yeah, he runs hard. I was
thought he
surprised
was
they
really
didn't
good.
play Critter fullback.
Yeah, he's a
but
great ball runner.
I think they need Critter there for the defense.
And they got
centers.
Curran at lock finally. He'll be there for the rest of the year, I reckon.
Curran's been a great buy. They're always missing a middle forward
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
through the dirty work, and Curran does it perfectly.
Plays good minutes. But I'm gonna go Knights, and I think it's a Fox curse. Adokar scored 1 try in his last 6 games versus Knights.
Well, it's going to change.
And he scored 3 of their tries last week. Take them away, they get flogged. So I'm going to go Knights. Ponga to carve up.
Okay. Love it. And the final game of the round, I think it's probably the toughest game of the round
Yeah.
to pick. And it happens to be the last game of the round. So we've got Cronulla Sharks taking on the North Queensland Cowboys.
Mate, I'm actually scared. I'm going to tip the Cows, but I'm worried.
Yeah, you should be, because Sharks have won 10 out of the last 11 games versus you guys. 10 out of 11.
Yeah, we don't have a good record against
Nah,
them.
you don't like playing in Sydney as
The
well.
last time we beat them was in the finals, may I add,
Yeah.
a couple of years ago. But
I was very close to tipping your Cowboys. And then I just saw him play against Para. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you guys do not like playing in this beautiful state.
we just have there's lapses in our game at the moment, especially defensively, where we just cannot defend our line, our try line.
Yeah.
We leak easy tries as well.
Your attack
Soft.
looks good, like the shape's good. You try a
Yeah.
lot of crazy shit. Like,
Yeah.
there was a mad try you guys scored on the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Out of
yeah.
nothing down that left side.
Last tackle, yeah.
That was
yeah.
mad. But it's just a bit all over the place for the Cows. And Talangi, Drinkwater, and Holmes have only scored 1 try in their career against Sharks each.
All
So
I want to say is
that's not good. It's a bad
where
omen.
is McKaylee?
Justice for McKaylee.
Where is
How is he not in that team?
Mate, dead set. He should be in the 17.
Honestly, we should start a hashtag, get around, hashtag
He's got to
justice
be
for
playing.
McKaylee.
Like, I don't know what Toddy's
Like,
doing.
what's your bench? Granville,
Granville, Neem,
McIntyre.
Gajewski. Gajewski's leaving.
he's named and he wants a release. They got to put McKaylee there,
I have a feeling he might play this week, McKaylee, just because of Gajewski
like
leaving.
a late change.
Yeah.
It better
But-
be.
Come on, Toddy. Give
Come
us
on.
McKaylee.
Come on, Todd.
Everyone in the Cowboys caption in the comments for their post, where's McKaylee? McKaylee has to be in here.
He just has to play.
Like, get McKaylee in.
Yeah, but we got Talangi's out, unfortunately. Balamay's onto the wing, first game of the year. Should be
He's
good.
a handy fill-in. Sharks are also without their winger. In,
Katoa, yeah.
Katoa.
Stone Street debut.
Yeah, to be honest, I've not heard much of Stone Street.
Yeah.
He's always
Good name, Stone Street.
Yeah, first name Sam.
Samuel, yeah.
Samuel. So good name, double
Samuel
S.
Stone, yeah.
Great name.
But yeah, I'm going to be going Sharks in this one.
Could say triple S, Samuel Stone Street. Triple S.
Yeah, that's not
There
bad.
you go. Triple S to
Anytime.
score. Triple S for an ATS.
That's not bad.
Who you
Hey,
going?
Judd, you going Sharks?
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, Shark. Can't go Cows. After those stats. Love a hoodoo.
Okay, and Jimmy's going Cowboys, and that completes the tips. Remember, tips are sponsored by TBC Live. Use the link
Yep.
in our description and bio. Tryscorer Tryfecta, boys. We do it every week. We've explained how it works. One person picks a player to score, and we all got to try and get the multi.
You boys let me down last week. I had Pappy. Scored 3 minutes in. Who'd you boys pick?
I had Buller. I don't think he got close
Didn't
against the
get close.
Dragons.
Nah.
Yeah, Tim McGuire, I don't think he got close either.
It's all right. We'll pick it up this week.
We
We'll try
haven't
and hit it this
we haven't
week.
hit the trifecta yet this year, but with the stats video that we did for the try scorers, me and
It
Jim
was
last
good.
week sourced the stats ourselves, Jim.
Where'd you get
Yes.
those stats from, boys?
Nah, some
Sourced it
idiot.
ourselves, mate.
Some idiot.
Some idiot with an ACL injury. So speaking of stats, I'll be going Garrick this week. He scored 10 tries in his 7 games against the Titans. So seems to be a good matchup for him. And I just have vivid memories of him always tunning up against him, against the Titans in Supercoach.
Probably 2 tries and maybe 8 goals on the weekend coming up for Garrick.
You'd hope so. For
You
our
want him in your
multi.
Supercoach team? Yeah, he's going to kill it. I'm going to go Dylan Watini, Zelezniak. DWZ has scored 6 tries in his last 4 games versus Dragons.
I'm gonna go-
He just needs 1.
Fox,
Adokar.
Adokar.
Even after hearing my stat, 1 try in 6
No, it
games
doesn't
versus
scare me,
Knights.
mate. Hat trick last week. The left edge is humming.
It is humming. I'll give you that.
He's
He
gonna
wants
score.
to play Origin, so
He's pushing for
Yeah.
an Origin spot. He's
be
playing
hoping
good
he
footy. He's going to
scores.
score.
there you go. What about fill up the fridge, boys?
We're
Another
not,
week
we're not
we didn't
being
hit.
good with fill up the fridge
No.
this week.
I went RCG. Didn't get close.
Didn't even get
Why
close.
did I pick RCG?
I've gone
What was I thinking?
Paseka. I don't think from memory got close.
No.
Hazelton, I don't think
Hazelton
Did
made
not
a,
get
made a line break.
Yeah, he got through the line, but
Good tackle.
Yeah, too slow to go anywhere else.
Shout out to the props that scored last week.
So many.
Yeah.
Steph, Tom Burgess, Willison, Wallace, Offer and Gowie, Jolliffe, and Tavanga. Is Jury out for Tavanga?
I think he's a lock.
I reckon he was a fridge in that game because Tohu passed it to him and Tohu's lock. So he was playing a middle forward.
I think we'll give it to him because he's a bit of a nugget and he's
Yeah,
fridge
he's a
shape.
short little
He's a
nut-
little
and he's-
fridge.
and
He's
he's
like a
bold.
mini fridge.
Yeah, mini fridge.
Yeah.
Okay. Mini bar
he's a
fridge.
Like
little
a
mini.
mini cooler.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, so who we going this week? Age.
I'm going to go Big Stefano. Scored
Back-to-back
last week.
weeks.
He's gone back to back.
Wow.
He scored 2 in his last 3 versus Panthers. So I know they're known for their defense, but they can't handle Big Steph.
Yeah.
Appy, look at the back, pass short. Steph crashes over.
Like it. I'm going to go with cheat code. I'm going to go Fanua Blake. I think he's due. He hasn't scored in a few weeks.
Boo, Jim.
That's
He
boring.
hasn't scored in a few weeks. I think
What's he
he's-
paying? Like, I don't know.
Right, $2. No, I don't know.
I'm going Josh Papali'i. I know he banned age from tipping him, but I want to be the guy that gets the Papali'i out of
He's
being
fucking
age
playing
first.
good footy, Papa.
Playing
Nah,
good.
he's
His
a
minutes
curse,
are going up slowly, but yeah, I don't know. Against the Brisbane Broncos, I think maybe he can slice through.
Mate, I tipped him 3 weeks in a row with no success.
Yeah, but that's you.
As if they didn't scare
I'm
you.
You're
going
a
to turn
curse.
Papali'i's career around
You're a
right now.
curse.
Well, he is the fridge of all fridges, so
He is.
hopefully it's an omen.
He's the OG fridge. That's hopefully we can land a fridge for next week.
All right. Listener questions for this week. First one at Phoenix 8.11. What team will fly under the radar, make finals, and shock everyone?
South Sydney. Nah.
Come on.
No, I reckon it's under the radar. So you can't say Manly, can't
Maybe
really
the
say
Raiders.
Para.
Raiders.
But they're sort of on the radar right now. Like they're flying.
Yeah.
Who would you say?
Cowboys, mate.
Yeah, you could go Cows, but they're up there as well on the ladder.
Like to an extent, I think Dolphins could be the team that sneaks in. Like I know they were first, but everyone's sort of forgotten about the
Once
Dolphins.
Dolphins get a few players back, they'll be on.
They'll
Can-
hold that.
Can you
spot.
read me 9 to 12, Mick, on the
9
ladder?
to 12? You got Roosters, Broncos, Eels, Tigers. They're the first
Good
four.
Tigers.
So maybe like an Eels. So Eels then
Yeah.
is possible.
Dragons,
Just beat
Knights,
the Cows. They can beat the big
Bulldogs.
teams. They just got to get
Knights?
Moses back.
Knights, if they start
I
humming.
feel like they're on the radar though.
I'm not really a big fan of Knights this year.
They're not in, are they?
No, I don't think they're not performing well.
So who are you going to say?
I'm going to say Eels. They're not in the top 8 now.
Jim, who you going?
I'll say Cowboys.
Okay, not really. On the
Oh, no.
off the radar.
Sorry, Raiders.
Okay,
Raiders.
Raiders. That's fair.
The Raider.
And I'm going Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Okay, nice.
All right, next one at xz.umatawa. Thoughts on the video refs? Should we go back to the old reffing or stick with this?
I like the video ref and bunker. I know people don't like it, but
Yeah.
we cannot go back to a world where we just rely on a referee split second call for tries and stuff. Like, I think the way they've nailed it now, they award every try a try, and they'll call it back if they need to.
They've made some blunders though. Like that Talau knock on a few weeks ago
Yeah.
was fucked.
But if they're
Yeah.
making one blunder in 5 weeks, do you reckon a ref would make?
Yeah, but then how about
Less-
all these blunders that
less?
have come out in the last few weeks?
But name them.
Or the offside?
That's not a bunker intervention though. That's a ref intervention. So that
Yeah, but they can intervene, can't they?
bunker can't intervene.
Not
on that.
on that, which doesn't make sense to me. They can't intervene on offside for a field goal.
I think because they know everyone's offside, it takes away from the spectacle.
Yeah, that has to be the only
But
answer.
yeah, like if we relied on a ref for half the tries,
Yeah, not the
you
one ref.
couldn't
I
even
don't know.
see
Oh,
it.
it's the one ref now. Do we go back
Yeah.
to 2?
I think human error, like, it's just always going to happen. I think you need it.
Like, what happened to the 2 refs, eh?
I think Volandis came in and realised, why are we paying double the salaries for no reason? When we have a video ref.
So we're
already
sticking
there.
with the bunker?
I like the bunker.
like I don't love the bunker, but I think it gets more right than wrong.
Yeah.
More right than an actual ref will do with their bare eyes.
Well, the ref calls try for half of them these days
Yeah.
and they get pulled back anyway.
Like
so.
Pappenhausen got called no try, and they went up, and there was
Yeah.
no issue with it. Like grounded it clearly.
Clear.
So imagine that was no bunker. They said no try.
What about when the wingers
And
are
imagine-
flying in the air? Like, how is anyone going
Yeah.
to see that?
Like-
yeah.
like Sheck the other week? It looked like he didn't score. Ref said no try, and then he's clearly grounded legs up. So like, you sort
Well,
of
then
need
that's
the
something
bunker.
to do with the refs then, right?
Nah,
Not particularly the bunker.
Yeah.
Bunker's fine.
bunker's all right. It has its days, man, but
Yeah.
you know it's better than human eye.
Like
100%.
it. All right, next one at Andy Finotti. Why sign Lomax? Surely other young centers or wingers they could develop coming through.
Well, Finotti, if that was his name.
Andy,
Andy Finotti, last name. It's a good last name.
it is a good last name.
Because they've always been looking for an X factor in their backline. They tried to push Gutho to the centres. They tried to get a fullback. Remember they were looking at Jaden Campbell?
They wanted an X Factor fullback.
They want an X factor fullback.
No,
they
they're a
want
center.
Now they got the center who could play fullback
Yeah.
if needed. but he can play fullback, wing, anything.
But I feel like Parra always like that one key
They
backline
never
member
had
away.
depth.
Yeah, never.
Never had depth.
So this is
Parra.
a good signing that they can at least have Penasini, Lomax on either side.
Yeah,
Two
yeah.
very handy centres. Sivo if he finds his form, and then you pick your other winger in Russell.
Russell. yeah.
Simonson maybe.
Simonson.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
Gutho
then
fullback.
Brown, Moses, Gutho. Fuck,
a good
there's
backline.
your backline.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but Lomax is a gun. I think it's a good signing.
That's a good signing. It is very good. All right, next one. At Mal Thornto.4. Should Jai Gray replace Latrell at fullback and Latrell move into the centres?
Well, there's articles that had JD 80 minutes to save his job. Now I think young Jai Gray's got 160 minutes to get that spot and cement it.
I don't mind that, actually.
Because
I thought Jai Gray was very good.
He was very
Yeah.
good. He
On
ran well
debut.
from the back. He did that play when he escaped from the end zone.
And he's got like, he's that sort of type of player that can just do something out of nothing, right? Like he'll just make a play for you.
yeah.
Um,
So I think
might be a good move for Latrell in the centres, just to
like Jai out of
sharpen him
the
up a
own
bit.
end is a lot better. But then you got Trell on the ball, like attacking the line. His hands are so soft.
those
he makes a
cutouts
good right decision every time.
yeah.
Big body, but
I'm
then,
very
like, you
keen
wanna
to
fit 'em
see
both
Jai
in.
Gray against Melbourne and Panthers. I think like that will be the indicator.
Well, then that's our next two games, so it's perfect. So the only problem is his height. If they bomb him, and they got like,
He looked okay under the high ball.
well, he only had one real big contested one was on the line. If teams like keep doing it, he makes a few errors, and they keep targeting him.
Yeah.
Like fingers crossed he holds his own. But imagine you get like a turbo 1-on-1 with Jai Gray, and it's gone up. Like the odds are Turbo's going to jump over him. So I think that's the only reservation. But on debut, looked great. Great running out of his
Ran
own
for
end.
170 metres. So it's all
Yeah.
positives. Looked
HIA
zippy.
came back, didn't
Yeah.
scare away. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see, but it's definitely a possibility.
All right, next one. At Jesse_Bullock.10. Can Cronulla win the comp?
They'll definitely be in the top 8 because their run's soft. So, on that basis, if you're in the top 8,
Yeah.
potentially top 4, you can definitely win the comp.
But can they?
But will they win the
can
comp?
they win the
Can
comp?
they
Can
win the
they?
comp?
They can.
Yes, they can win the comp.
They definitely can.
Yeah.
There's hope.
But you know what's a scary thought? So I was watching Sharks play against South. They obviously played very well. They got a good team backline. Oh, you guys just touch hands.
We're holding hands.
Yeah.
Far out.
Sorry, Mick. Yeah,
they
go
got
on.
a very good roster, but like it just hit me that they've got Fanor Blake next year.
Crazy.
Like,
Yeah, it's so
holy
good, eh?
fuck! Imagine your team signing, if not the best prop in the game,
Like,
One of the
that
best
go
props,
forward
yeah.
next year.
and that's exactly what the Sharks need. A big motherfucker in the middle that
Like, imagine him and Hazelton just fucking bang,
Yeah,
bang.
bang. And then you got Royce Hunt.
Royce Hunt or Hamlin Ueli.
Yeah. They got fridges in their
and
pack.
Fanor Blake, like his offloading game's one thing. You see how much Chance benefits off that. Someone like Will Kennedy who hangs around the ruck and is that explosive player, he'll feed off.
Yeah.
Fanor
And I think
Blake
just
perfectly.
even for like Hines and Braden Drindle, like it would just free up so much space. Like his go forward, his quick play of the balls.
Yeah.
Like
It's his late footwork at the line as
Yeah,
well.
gets
like
on
he
his
runs
front.
and then he puts a nice step on, and then that's when he's on his front, plays the
Land-
ball.
yeah, and
So I
then-
think maybe not this year, Jesse, next year.
Yeah.
2025 and beyond is most likely for Sharkies.
All right, last question for this week at Nick Bollard. Given Winks' foal sold for 10 mil, how much do you think your kids would be worth?
Oh. Can we just touch on that, Jim? So the foal sold for $10 million,
Yeah.
and the owner of Winks bought it.
Yeah, Debbie Kapitas, yeah.
And
Bought Winks.
was it a big bidding war for this?
I think there was some guy from America that was sort of contesting her, but then I think all in all, once she got to 10 mil, I think the guy just pulled out. So
10 mil, that's a record, yeah.
record, yeah, in Australia. So we'll see how she
And
goes.
she's gonna be trained by Chris Waller. When do we expect it to race?
Probably not for another year, I'd say.
So like next year.
Yeah, I'd say
minimum?
next year,
Okay.
yeah, minimum. But yeah, it's got the breedings there. Piero was an absolute weapon, and then obviously Winks.
Well, it's Winks' first baby, so
It is.
Do you think she just got it for the sentimental value? Like, she's not surely going to make profit on it.
You never
Yeah, how do you
know,
make
mate.
10 mil off
If
a
it's anything
horse?
as good as Winks,
Like, what was Winks' prize money?
oh mate, ridiculous. I got it off the top of my
30,
head.
rough.
33 mil?
Oh yeah, so maybe I don't know.
She
I
needs
got-
to be 1/3 as good as Winks.
couldn't tell
so
you
she's
how
half of Winks, so you never know.
Yeah, and plus Piero as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's got the pedigree for sure.
Yeah, great breeding, but it's a lot of money.
And what is it? What's the horse? Is it a boy, girl?
That's
it's a girl.
girl.
Filly.
a girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they can breed it
Yeah.
if it is decent. It's got the bloodline anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fingers crossed.
So how much is your kids worth? Back to the actual question. Sorry,
Mate,
sidetrack.
I'd say my kids are priceless.
That's it. That's what I was going to say, mate. Yeah, priceless.
Yeah.
Nick?
You're not selling your kids.
No.
So, Nick, I don't know.
I don't know, Nick.
Rethink
Don't
that
quit your
question,
day
mate.
job.
Yeah,
Priceless.
don't quit it.
We got cast calls back this week, so Age has
Yes.
kindly gone through and got some calls for us. So we'll chuck the headphones on now.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's go through this. So we asked the listeners, well, you guys asked, who is the most impressive player in 2020? No, most underrated player of 2024.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
I think that was an old question.
Most underrated, yeah.
For you guys, who is the most underrated player so far, off the top of your head?
Oh,
Oh, it's a
jeez.
tough one.
Right now?
Yeah,
Jamin Jolliffe for the Titans.
he's one of them.
He's going really well for him up
Picking
there.
up Tino's workload.
100%.
minutes
Jolliffe,
as well.
Good. I don't know off the top of my head.
Underrated.
Sean Bloor.
Maybe Naful White for
Yeah,
Roosters.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Like
Very
it.
good player.
All right, let's see what On God has to say.
On
On God's always on our double live streams. He loves it.
Loves it. The man.
Hey lads, it's on God
On
as always.
God.
Hope you guys are having a good day. Most underrated player in the NRL at the moment, I would say, it has to be Adam Fanua-Blake.
AFB.
Underrated.
Guy's just a genuine NRL player. Shows up week in and week out, puts in a great performance, gets a try here and then, and no one bats an eye. Or like people in New Zealand bat an eye, but like in Australia, not that many people look at him. But yeah, Adam Fanua-Blake. See you guys on Saturday. Double.
I feel like what he means is like New Zealand will be going crazy, like
Yeah,
ballistic
they
for
love him.
and then we're sort of like, yeah, he's pretty good, but
Every
we don't
year we're like,
always
Payne
rave
Haas
about
or-
him. Although we did talk about him in this podcast.
Mate, AFB, yeah. One of
Yeah,
the
that's a borderline one.
Are we going to pay it just because it's On God?
It's on God.
It's
We'll
on
But
pay
God.
it.
yeah,
we'll pay
I
it.
wouldn't say he's underrated, AFB. All right, what about this one from Stacks04?
Rocco Berry is the most
There
underrated
we go.
player
That's a fucking good
ever.
one.
His kick chase is crazy. His defense is crazy. Even his attack, just crazy.
Yep.
There you go.
Rocco's
Mate,
a good
like
one.
I fucking agree with that.
Rocco's a
he
good
fucking
one.
runs a good line.
Yeah, he runs that good block
Fucking
shape,
great
which frees up Dallin.
Yeah.
Oh, heaps. And gives so much more space to
Yeah.
SJ to work his magic.
Yeah. No, I like it.
I think that Premiership episode has got a lot of New Zealand listeners on our podcast now.
Mate, we're all over the world.
Hey, they win the Premiership, so good stuff. And the lucky last one says he's back, so I'm very worried. Very
It's either
worried.
PKR or Haynes.
Worst nightmare has arrived.
My favourite.
no.
Shook 10 dribbler has returned.
Oh no, our worst nightmare.
I'm back, baby. Been 3 weeks. How you been?
Been all right,
Mick,
mate.
I feel sorry for you seeing JD storm out of your press conference last week. No, listen. Most underrated player of 2024. I mean, everyone's going to say Terrell May for the Roosters, but I'm going to go with Nafu White.
Hey!
Incredible for us.
Yes, Sainsy.
There you go.
Off the bench in absence of
Roosters
JWH
fans.
and Spencer. He's done a job. So, and he scored his first meat pie against the Bulldogs a couple of weeks ago. So, well done, Nafu White. He's my most underrated player in 2024. Much love, boys. And I'll see you next week.
Well done, Ainsley.
He's probably one of our best
Well
callers.
Yeah, well done,
Sainsy.
Ainsley.
Well done.
Well done.
One of the
That's the
greats.
first time I agree with him.
Yeah, I actually agree with
there
you,
you
yeah.
go.
And Robbo loves White. He gives him the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, the minutes every day of the week.
Yeah, he loves White, and
a
you
good
can
player.
tell why. Yeah, he's definitely coming into his own. So that's all for Cast Calls. Next week, what do we want to talk about? We got to give him something to call in and feature on this potty. Any ideas?
Have you got something off the top of your
I
head?
don't have anything on top of my head.
Do we?
What about like best biff of all time?
Oh,
Oh, it's a bit tough, that one. What about... No, I like that we keep it this season related.
This season? Like best try of the year, best hit,
What
biggest
about,
hit.
who's your club's toughest player? We did a post today. Who's the toughest player?
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, who's
okay.
the toughest player in the NRL at the
Yeah.
moment?
Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
Who's the current most toughest player?
Yeah.
So we had on that slide, we had like Burgess, we had Sattler, Jeff Tuvey,
Yeah.
Gordon
Wiki.
Tallis, Wiki.
Tommy Rodonicus.
But they're all old players. So yeah, current
Who's
players.
Current, yeah.
Beautiful.
Toughest.
That's the one. So
Who's your
send your
shout?
calls.
Fisher Harris for me. He's tough as nails.
Fisher Harris.
You keep putting us on the spot, man.
I'd say someone like Cam McInnes is pretty tough, you know.
Oh, yeah,
Got
Cam's
no
good.
teeth and he's still going, plays 80 when he needs to,
Yeah. Like
tackles his heart out.
Lindsay Collins.
Yeah. Hargrave's tough.
Yeah.
More
Rads.
scary. Rads is tough, punches above his weight.
Yeah.
Someone who's like a small player that just keeps going.
Jazz Tavanga.
Jazz.
Our mini
Not
bar
Jazz.
The mini bar.
But yeah, we'll leave that for you guys
Yeah.
and click the link in the description or in a link tree. And
submit
yeah,
a cast
you
call.
literally just click start recording and then leave it.
But
Type your
thanks to
name in.
everyone for the support over the last few weeks. You can see all the followers, the listeners, everything, the comments and messages going up. So
Very
we wouldn't be
grateful.
doing it without you guys. So yeah, keep at it.
Yeah, cast is flying. We love the patrollers, so thanks very much.
And that's all from me.
That's all from me.
And all for me. Have a good weekend, guys.
See you guys.